around the corner, so there'll be lots to talk about all of those things, all things Summit coming up. But no, Rock Solid had a new diamond this week. Tanya, she's on here. Congratulations, which is great. Anybody else that wants to shout out any business wins or rank advancements, put them in the chat. We can give you a shout out.
We had some new 2-stars on Flawless, and Amber herself went 1-star a couple weeks ago, but Haley and Morgan went 2-star, which is huge. And then, of course, that means they had some new diamonds, too. Jennifer Chalker, if she's on here, I know she went diamond. Everyone's coming on to hear all about Morning Meltdown 100. So I'm going to just, funny Amber. I'm just going to take it away and let Amber share all things Morning Meltdown 100. For those of you that don't know, Amber is not just an awesome coach on our team, but she is also married to my brother. So she wasn't chosen. She earned her spot in the Morning Meltdown 100 test group. One of the first times they've had a test group where you actually had to earn a spot. In the past, they've just picked people based on different things, and Amber earned this spot, and she's been, I think she's on day 80, what?
94 tomorrow.
94, that flew by. I thought it was like 81. 94, oh my God. I don't think Amber's done a program for 100 days, or at least before she became a coach. So Amber's going to tell us everything about the test group that she can and what to expect. And if you haven't heard anything about the program, you'll learn all about it right now. So here is 1-star diamond coach Amber Lowenthal.
Okay. So I guess I'll just kind of go over my experience and just, you know, how this whole test group has been, seriously, it might sound so cliche, but like so life-changing, not only just for me, like personally and my, you know, health and fitness journey, but my business as well. But if you have like any questions to ask me, like, I know like this is like the hot thing right now, like there's all these videos and trainings that are coming out. So like, if I don't say something that you want to know about, just ask me. Okay. So like Lori said, February came around, and I feel like we all get to these points in our business where we feel like stuck. And I said that this year in January, like this was going to be our year, like my team's year. Like we're going to do big things and we're going to experience growth. And like there's nothing that's going to get in my way from, you know, doing the things that I want within my business this year. So February came around and they're like, all right, yay, like you can earn a spot in Jericho's new program. I was like, I am going to do this. I set a goal, and it was the hardest month ever, but it was also my best month ever. But I knew that if I went after this goal and gave it like my all or nothing, like I have nothing to lose mentality, like maybe this would, you know, get my team going, get myself going, and push me forward and get me like unstuck. So I earned a spot. I was so unbelievably like, wait, what? Me? I earned it, but I did. I worked so hard for it, guys. So my experience with this whole test group was, I went in thinking like, I feel like I'm like an introvert and an extrovert, because I went into this test group being like, oh my God, like I'm with all of these people that like, I don't know who they are, or I know who they are and they don't know me. But it was such an amazing opportunity to be surrounded by all these new people, to learn from them and to see how, you know, they might be doing things with their business, especially like with this launch. Like with this launch, I have no idea like what I'm doing. Like and that's like another great thing. Sorry. That's another great thing, is that like we're all like working with each other to be able to make this launch as good as we can, which is just so crazy to me. But so it's been life-changing. It's been such an incredible experience that's given me more of a mental mind shift than anything. I'm not in a place where I'm like, oh, I'm in this for like, you know, that weight loss, physical transformation. Although like I am stronger, I am lifting heavier, like the endurance. I mean, you guys have all seen those moves too. Like they scared the crap out of me when I first started. But I actually added a bunch of stuff to my highlights last night, and just being able to watch the progression over the last 94 days, it's like crazy. And it's like so bittersweet that it's coming to an end now. But so like I said, it was more of a mental mind shift. And for me, I thought I put this on pause. Sorry. For me, it was more about like, don't mess up, Amber, like, don't give up, or like telling myself like, oh, there's no way that I could do that. A lot of like limiting beliefs on my part, not so much the program's part. So like I said, I've had a good physical transformation, becoming stronger, lifting heavier, lasting longer with like your endurance. But I think what this experience has really brought me over the last 94 days is just that I can commit to myself, and that people can do this, and that they can commit to themselves as well. And like throughout this 100 days, 94 days, like I've had a life. I went on a Success Club cruise. I had a birthday. We just celebrated Violet's birthday, last week. Like now that it's summertime, like we live on Long Island. We're always at the beach. We're very social. Like we go out a lot. So being able to bring this program like into the lifestyle that I live and still get results and still have a life, like it just proves and shows like what I preach, and that's balance, and it's not restriction, and it's not, depriving of any means. If you don't know, there's multiple different nutrition plans you can follow, and that's, to be the portion, like I'm portion control. And then they even have like specific meal plans that are geared toward, not meal plans, I'm sorry, like different meals, like recipes that are geared towards Morning Meltdown 100. But being able to stick to it, the working out part and, creating that morning routine, that's not a problem for me. Like I'm up early, my kids don't sleep, like I'll, get my workout in, that's fine. But just like sticking to it, day in and day out, and, not giving into the excuses. Like I was sick and had pneumonia a couple weeks ago, and I was like dying to jump back in. But just that commitment of just, following through and sticking through it every day. I haven't had ice cream in 94 days. That was like my only thing that I went into this saying, like, you're going to follow through and you're not going to have ice cream, because we eat ice cream like on the weekly. But 93 days. So that's been a big thing. Another thing is that, so if you caught the call a few weeks ago, like she went over the different workouts. And there's 10 different workouts, and there are 1, 2, 3 types of workouts that are more of like an 3.5-ish maybe, that are more like an active recovery. And for me, that was like a huge roadblock, because like I was just sick a couple weeks ago, and I can't slow down. I don't like to slow down. I like to sweat. I like to, I was wanting more on those days. And I'm not going to lie, I might have rode my bike on those days. But just to trust the process and know that like you have to do, what you're told, follow through, especially on those days that I was wanting more. But by adding those active recovery days and maybe those few workouts that I wasn't so fond of, I just feel more balanced, and I feel like I feel good. And I don't know, like I'm just surprised with the outcome, that like if I should have showed more pictures, or I should have got pictures, but like I said, like my transformation is completely different from a lot of people in the okay, I'll do that in a minute. A lot of other people in the program, but just being able to see like Sally's and Jerry's and, Susie's transformations, like it's crazy that it can help and work with anybody. But I think, and what I hope for my challengers and my coaches, is that I hope that this program creates a movement of like change and gets rid of those limiting beliefs. Because like I said, like a lot of people are probably looking at this program like, oh my God, I cannot do this. Like, look at those moves. But honestly, you guys, it flies by. the workouts are 20 to 30 minutes long. I love the way that it's the structure, the way that it's stacked. But just know that like you can commit and that you aren't, like you're not a quitter and you are strong enough to do these, and you just have to follow through and trust and believe in the program and just take on this challenge, and you would be so surprised with yourself. So, Maren, what did you say? How did you compare your physical journey? My physical journey with 80 Day is a little bit different because I was kind of newly postpartum with that one. And not that I had a lot of weight to lose, but it's I don't know, just different. This one I just feel like so much more of like empowered, and it's Jericho too. So I just feel so like empowered, and she's like a badass, and like she is a kid that's my age, and I don't know, I feel like more connected with it. And I guess just being a part of the test group, it comes with that. The DJ in the background, I'm not gonna lie, he's a little cheesy. But it's fun though. Like I like listening to music. Like there's days when Alex will come downstairs and he's like, "What are you listening to?" Because it's just like blaring. But I feel like that music just like gets you going. I'm hoping that once like all is said and done and like it's released to all of you guys, like it's a little bit louder because I don't know, like they probably have to play with like sound and editing and stuff. But it's fun though. And I hope that, they like let us know, because some of the songs you're like, oh, I really like this song, but I have no idea like what the song is. And during those days, did you switch to recover? What does that mean? During those days, did you switch to recovery workouts?
I don't know if they're asking.
You had pneumonia, maybe?
Oh.
What was it? Sorry.
Maybe when you were sick and had pneumonia?
Oh, I didn't do anything. They told me not to because of my lungs.
I just wanted to say, as an outsider watching you, like, because somebody asked about your physical journey, like, I feel like I saw you more coordinated. And not to say that you weren't coordinated before.
I was so not coordinated.
But, like, you've always said, like, certain moves are awkward or whatever. Like, you look like a badass. Like, you started out with those jump kick moves, and, like, your progression with that, like, you don't have to have a weight loss journey in a test group or to do a program. Like, you are, like, stronger and more solid with your moves. So I think it's incredible. You should definitely show like before and after videos.
And like that's what I was saying like about my highlights too, like watching, because obviously they're cycles, so like you're repeating the workouts, they're just set up differently, harder, but just being able to see like some of those crazy moves, like on the cruise, like I remember like you, Maren, and me, like we were like laughing because like we looked like I was just starting the program, but I looked ridiculous. The B book. So I can't wait for the actual B book. And again, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I kind of like, this was me with the B book, like filling it out, but not filling it out, filling it out, filling it out. But I think it's just I feel like the real B book, it's going to be like legit and better than like the pieces of paper that I have. I
feel like to your defense, like they give you a sheet that says like copyright, and it's
they've also changed it like 2 or 3 times. So I was just like, I'm old.
The hardcover beautiful thing, like when the Transform 20 book came out, it's like, oh, this is the real thing instead of just like yeah. So I feel like that'll be different for you.
What is it about this? I guess, I don't know, like I said, I guess being a part of it, it's just been pretty cool to like see behind the scenes and like I said, like get to meet and work with and see how other people in the network, not just our team. I know that's been a pretty cool experience too.
Talk a little bit about the checkoff chart, because I, as a former teacher, love that it's a 100 chart. I'm like so excited that it's like tens and columns and the ones, and like all the ones are the same, all the twos are the same. Is that right? And like 5 zeros are the recovery days. So
my calendar's downstairs, but I have it written right here. So all the ones are cardio meltdown, and that's to the beat. Upbeat, all the twos are upper. 3. So like today I did core inferno. And like, so like today, for example, love it. They're great moves. 26 minutes of just core sweating, but I kind of want more though. Like after, like it's just, I don't know, like it's just funny. Tomorrow's my favorite workout. It's total body badass. And that's like a lot of bar moves. A lot of the weights that you use are like 5-pound weights. And you're like, wait a second, like it's hard. So freestyle flow is one of the active recoveries. Lit cardio is 6, which is HIIT, 15 seconds on, 30 seconds, like max. 7s are downbeat, so lower. 8 is Fight Club, and that's another program that I just feel like I look so silly, but that's like core to force moves. Meltcon is 9, which is another favorite, and that's like metabolic conditioning, and it's 10 moves, 1 minute per move, and you get like a 2-minute break, and it's 2 rounds. Like I love it. And then Revive is another, which is 10, and that's another active recovery. There are 2 modifiers. One is like, I don't know. I don't want to like do the moves, but yes, there's 2 different modifiers. Like one is like a modifier, and then one is like a really like extreme modifier. So like I said, anybody can do this. And like I said, there's like a handful of different coaches in the test group that are all different shapes, all different sizes, men, women, 50s, 20s, like, and they're rocking it. Do they offer? No, I'm not aware of offering bonus workouts right now. See, there's a way to modify. There's 2 modifiers. There were 2 girl modifiers. The calendar. So the calendar, it's 1 through 100. It doesn't say days because in the beginning, I'm kind of confused though, to be honest with you, because in the beginning they said that, this is 100 days. And then like later, like within like the past couple of weeks, they're like, oh, well, like if you want to do it, like if you want to speed it up, or if you want to, just check it off at days at a time. Like I want to tell my challengers and coaches, like morning, 100 days straight. Like that's how I look at it. But it doesn't say like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or workout. It just says day 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you weren't doing it consecutive days in a row, I guess, but I know the way that I'm going to approach it is it's your morning routine and it's 100 days in a row.
My take on the way that they said that to us is that like a lot of our challengers, if they go on vacation or they get sick and they take a few days off, they're like, oh, I've got to start that over. They don't have to with this. Like it's 100 workouts. You just finish the 100 workouts. So if you go on vacation, you come back and you start where you left off. So I think that's kind of promising.
And I know like when I was sick too, though, like there's like 20 minutes, like 25 minutes long. Like I doubled up to catch up because I was having FOMO. So
I would do that too, for sure.
Pregnant. Ashley Smith is pregnant and she's in my test group and she is killing it. What do you think is the best selling point for the program versus, oh my gosh. What do I think? Honestly, like I said, like I feel like there's such a wide variety of different people in this test group. And again, I've never been in another test group, but I also think that like there's such a wide variety with workouts too. And the way that it's structured with time, I feel like it's just so feasible into anybody's, busy schedule. Did you take any rest days? Or was that the recovery? I didn't take any rest days. Besides when I was sick. And like, let's say when it was like freestyle flow, which is like stretching, I would hop on my Peloton afterwards.
Any other questions? I think personally, one of the best selling points for this program is if you have somebody that wants more than 3 weeks, like a person that loves the challenge of committing for 100 days. And I was talking to somebody about this today. Like if you get somebody that comes to you that's brand new to Beachbody, I don't know if committing to 100 days is the right thing for them. They might need smaller wins. So we were talking about how just because Morning Meltdown 100 is coming out doesn't mean that every new person that comes to you needs to do this. Like, still fall back on, you know, the good old 21 Day Fix and, you know, other programs that are great foundational programs. This should be like I'm sure Amber said there were all walks of life and all different body types and ages and whatever, but talk to your people. Like, do you want a 100-day commitment or do you want a 3-week commitment? And then you can always graduate to this. I'm scared. 100 days is a long freaking time, but how long have we been doing this? The challenge is what is part of how awesome these programs are, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's like 100 days. Like, that's nothing. Like, I'm sure that you've worked out 100 days in a row. Like, you know what I mean? It's nothing. It's a part of your routine. And like I said, it flat. I'm on day 93 and the workouts go by so fast too. Like, you're like, oh, 26 minutes. I'm done. You know what I mean? Like,
I love, love, love that they're short workouts. 80 Day Obsession rocked my world when it was like 50-minute workouts.
Yeah, you guys think about like such a sense of accomplishment for yourself, right? Committing to 100 workouts, committing to, when you sign up to do this program in July, this is taking us through like fall. I think it would like right around Halloween, maybe a little bit after that. So it's one of those things where, you know, people are going to watch and they'll be like, oh my gosh, like I've been watching for 100 days. Like, what am I waiting for? You know, I could have been halfway through this myself. But something like we're getting our launch groups open, but something that I think is really important for you guys to really think about when you're thinking about who you want to invite is your current customer base and your coaches first, right? Like, if you're going to commit to this program in July, the first step for you, because I think a lot of times we jump into thinking, I need to like blast this all over social media and like find all new people to join me. You guys, your best customers are the ones you already have. So start in your Rise Up projects by connecting with the people that have joined you since January. Where are they, right? Like, maybe they came in with T20 and they've kind of been floundering since then, since February or whatever, right? Like, it's a great way for you to lock arms with them and do it with them, because you're both getting to experience it together for the first time, which is like no better way to do these programs, right? But anyway, I wanted to just kind of jump in with that because I always think like my coaches think, oh, I need to go find all new people to do this with me. Like, how about the people you're already helping? How can we serve them and get them to do this with us, right? Like, take them the next step with you. Your coaches too. Like, this is the time you should be sending emails to all your coaches and asking them what their plans are about Morning Meltdown or just their summer plans for programs and commitments. So, okay, I'm muting myself now.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that the best people to invite to your Morning Meltdown 100 are your Beachbody lovers already, the ones that maybe have fallen off, or maybe they did a couple rounds of 21 Day Fix and then they got bored, which I don't understand how you could get bored with our Beachbody On Demand library, but this is an amazing way to get them back into a group with you, exciting, do this with me for the first time, 100 workouts, how cool is that? Like, right now, what's 100 days from now? But yeah, like Courtney said, your current customer base and your coaches, your discount coaches who are, you know, inactive or falling in and out or show up one day and then the next 6 days you don't see them, those are the people I'd be inviting to first.
Jackie, so the whole program isn't like based on core force. It's just the one workout routine. And like I said, like, you just have to stick with it and trust the process. Like, it's not that I didn't like it. It's just, I just feel like, well, I don't look as cool as her. Like, I look ridiculous doing this. But it's like, it's all about integrated core. That's what she said. So it's like really just focusing on your core. And that's just what I try to do. So I look a little ridiculous, but I'm sweating. I look so ridiculous.
You are crazy. I feel like don't judge this program on core to force at all, because honestly, I hated Country Heat, but I love everything else Autumn's done.
Yeah.
And here's Jericho. I don't think this really looks like core to force at all. Maybe like you said, like the one workout.
Yeah, Fight Club. And then another thing is like, I don't want people to be like, like I said, like nervous or scared or judge it by like the crazy moves, because like it really is an amazing program. And I really love her. And I'm so excited that she has this chance to like, create such an amazing program. Like that I said, that it can squash like all of these limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves. Like, oh, 100 days is too long for me. Oh, I could never look like, I mean, I do it to myself, but like, oh, I can't look like her or this and that. And, it's just, seriously, it's just so empowering. That's what it is. And I think it's just her, like it's her vibe.
So somebody was asking about the promo codes.
I think it's 20, right? Yeah.
So if people who bought a challenge pack in June are going to receive a promo code on their Morning Meltdown kit, since we don't want to discourage coaches from like working now and helping people or holding people off to get them started, right? So if they purchase the challenge pack in June, they will get an email for a promo code, $20 off their kit, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, just that's really good for you coaches to know, in terms of like, we've all been there, right? Where we know something's coming, somebody's ready right now. They're still going to save big on their kit.
But it's so funny though, because I didn't feel like I was that high when I did that jump.
Yeah, badass mama.
All right, any other questions for Amber? There's a lot in the FAQ about the program. There's a lot out there on Amber's page and on Jericho's page. Like I said, I'm putting together a launch group for our team. It's almost ready to let coaches in, and then we'll let our challengers in, but they are launching a link to a free workout on Monday.
Okay.
Not sure exactly of the time, but it's going to be a Vimeo link, just like they did with T20. So that's a great thing to start collecting people. Like in your stories, you can say, hey, who wants to do a free workout with me on Monday? We're going to also share it in the launch group. I went live in my team page. Courtney's going to go live about how these groups are going to run. So really, really exciting time to get your people into this sneak peek, snoop group, whatever you want to call it. But thank you so much. Oh, how often do you need weights for this program? Last question.
6 of the workouts? 6 of the workouts.
6 of the 10?
Mm-hmm.
6 of the 10 days. So 60.
And like I said, like they range from like 5 to like whatever is heavy for you. Because like a lot of the movements in total body, you're like, oh my God, wait a second. I'm using 5 pounds and my arms are going to fall off.
Like heavy like 21 day fix, or heavy like lift 4?
Maybe somewhere in the middle. I don't know. It just like depends. Like
what body?
I guess I'm like you're lower. Like if you're doing like sumo squats, like what's a heavy sumo? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Both flex life.
Awesome.
Although to be honest with you too, though, Maren, about the Bowflex, like I love my Bowflex, but sometimes I feel like they were too bulky for some of the moves. Just an FYI. So
they're hard for arm workouts. Like I don't have good range of motion when you're doing like curls or.
Yeah. So I ended up buying a couple more like single paired weights from Target, just because I feel like they're so like bulky.
I agree with you.
I have to agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're a great investment and one that's like worth making.
Mm-hmm.
But even like lift 4, I mean, for any of the leg stuff, because like who would buy 50-pound? I mean, 2 50-pound weights would probably cost you the same amount that it would cost you to buy a Bowflex set. So for like the lower stuff, but I'm with you with the uppers. It's real hard to get in tight. Like you're kind of like out like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks, Amber, so much for sharing that with us. We can't wait to join you for round 2 for you, round 1 for us.
I'm so excited for you guys.
Snap your picture, post it on your Instagram stories that you just heard all about Morning Meltdown 100 from a test group participant. And thank you, Amber. And have a good night. See you on the next meeting if you have another team call with us.
I almost forgot. Okay.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.